Hey lovelies, so welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Let's talk about the latest news in the YouTube streets that Sogucci is now leaving Belle Collective. Now, you guys know we covered a couple of days back that Aikisha also quit Belle Collective right in front of Carlos King at the Messy Mondays episode. So now we're going to talk about Sogucci and basically what Carlos needs to do to get it together, because everyone is dropping like flies at this point. So let's talk about it. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you guys have great plans for the new year. I think for me, my biggest plan this new year is I would like to grow our community to around 20,000 subscribers. So if you can help me in any way by hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already, and by also liking, sharing, and leaving a comment in the comment section below, that would be very much appreciated. All right. So let's get into it. So since Aikisha left the show, remember we had the whole interview where Sogucci was basically expressing to Carlos how she was not feeling, how she was blindsided when the production brought Selena onto the show. Remember how they brought Selena into the show and she had no idea. Apparently she found out on social media. If you remember, Carlos King was not feeling the fact that she said that and tried to shut her up. In that episode, it was very obvious. If you guys also remember, she shared about how she felt unsafe during filming. She had a protective order, I believe, at the time, and they weren't meant to be around each other. Yet she sort of felt unsafe. And it was very similar to some of the sentiments that Melody had expressed. Remember at the event that Carlos King had with Melody, where she expressed how she was feeling. So very, very similar patterns, if you ask me. Of course, in that interview, Carlos tried to interrupt and was not having any of it. So if we then fast forward now, there have been a lot of conversations as to whether Sogucci is going to remain on the show, whether Carlos King is going to fire her. And now she's bringing everything to a halt and giving us her exit speech, if we may say so, right? So I'm going to read it out for you guys. And he says, and then we'll discuss. Watching the reunion episode was very hard to sit through, especially knowing where my family currently stands. I was disappointed in my actions because even though I had my reasons, it should have never been handled or addressed on this platform from the beginning. I take full accountability for allowing the entertainment of the show to ruin the integrity of my family. Wow, that is very, very deep. But let's keep reading. I'll come back to that. I've apologized publicly and privately to Selena for my part in this entire production. We are moving on and moving forward, putting our family first and focusing on our healing. All the S's: Sophia, Chanterial, Selena, Sunjai, Star, and Sky are solid. Okay. Of course, she didn't put that bit in, but that's just how I read it. And then she says, I do know that in order for my family to completely heal, someone will have to exit stage left, and I've decided that it will be me. I am pleased to say that I received my renewal letter for a new season, but the Williams will not be returning to Belle Collective. We're grateful for the opportunity and wish everyone the best. Now, let's talk about it. I do feel like sometimes people get on the show and they forget about the fact that you guys are still family. You guys will have to live together. You guys will have to interact with each other forever, even outside of the show. So there are certain lengths that things should not get to for the sake of reality TV. And I feel like they lost sight of that. It can't be great to be going back to be watching yourself in that light. And I like the fact that she did take accountability and said, watching it, things could have been handled differently. She also said she took full accountability for her part in the mess and apologized. And I think that that is very, very important. It's important to apologize loudly to mirror the disrespect. If you publicly come at somebody, it's important to apologize to them publicly as well. Yes, you can apologize privately, absolutely, and you should, but it's also important to apologize publicly because it's already become a public issue because we're watching. this hot mess, you guys going at each other, you going at her with so much vim. And everyone is thinking, how did it get so toxic? So I do agree with her taking accountability and actually apologizing privately and publicly so that they can actually move forward. I always think people should do what is best for them and their family. And I rate her for deciding, do you know what? This show is not what is best for our family. This show is not the place to be airing our dirty laundries. Let's just all move on out of the show. I will say, I also noticed the fact that she made sure to clarify that she did not get fired. She was like, I do not want y'all to run with the narrative that I got fired after speaking my mind to Carlos King. No, ma'am. No. I received my renewal letter. She made sure that was clear. She was like, I received, they were not trying to fire me. Now, but I am saying that we are leaving, which I think that it just really needed to be said, because we would have been speculating. Because to be honest, after the interview, we were speculating because Carlos looked pissed and we were thinking what's going to happen to her being on the show. Especially she then moved on to do a further interview with, I believe, Millie Chan. So it's like, seriously, what is going to happen to the show? After Aikisha has left and now Sophia, aka Sogucci, it's like everybody's leaving Belle Collective at this point. I don't know what Carlos King has in mind for Belle Collective, but the fact that these two people have left, I don't know how they are going to be able to pull it together. Also because Sogucci was a huge part of Selena's storyline. So it's like, what's going to happen now with that? I suspect Selena is still going to be on the show, but what then happens to her storyline? Is there going to be enough to keep her on the show? What happens to the other people? To be honest, they can't afford to lose anyone else. So I don't think they're going to drop Selena. Besides, people do love Selena anyway. So I don't think they would be able to successfully get rid of Selena at this point. But I do think it should be interesting to see how the show continues without Aikisha and Sogucci. To be fair, Sogucci and Aikisha were more like a team. And they used to sort of like, it was almost like they're friends, they get on well. So it was easy for it to be her and Aikisha. But now that Aikisha is leaving, it's like, okay, you don't even have anyone that is in your corner, which then means she is probably going to end up being the one that everyone is piling on in the next season. So maybe that's why she was like, I'm not going to let nobody come and pile on me. I'm not going to let nobody try and take me out of character. I'm not going to try and let anybody come and escalate anything for me, all that kind of stuff. So I think that might be it. Now, I do wish everybody the best. I do want to see how Carlos King pivots from this. I feel like Carlos probably has people lined up. I do also wonder whether, because you guys remember, Stormi Steele was meant to initially be on Belle Collective. Do you guys think that Stormi Steele is going to then be moved to Belle Collective? Because remember, Stormi also has a good relationship with, I believe, Latrice. I think I saw some videos between them and of them interacting together. They're meant to be really good friends. So I am just like, would this be Stormi's opportunity to step into Belle Collective, which has a little bit more lenient fans versus Love and Married Huntsville? My advice would be for Stormi not to do it, because the thing is, the bloggers are going to continue to follow you because you started from Love and Married Huntsville. And so the Love and Married Huntsville bloggers, we are not going to stop talking about you, even if you move to Belle Collective. So I don't know if it's going to have the desired effect. If she really wants to protect her image and her business, I don't necessarily think reality TV is good for her, because she doesn't seem to have the best business practices, in my opinion, which I feel like causes difficulties, because it's like there's always something with your, like for instance, there was something with the products, there's something with delivery. Now there's apparently rumors about products that are being sent to her and not her products. It's just like, what is going on? Why is it always you, right? Like, I'm sure there are other businesses that are running on the same scale as her. Maybe not the same on TikTok, but on other platforms. and they're not having the same level of like criticism and the same level of like lack of consistency across the board with your products. So, or even like just your business in general. So all these things are a bit concerning. So if she was looking for an opportunity to stay away from the public eye in relation to these things, then being on reality TV is not for her. That is my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys actually feel like, why do you guys think Sogucci actually left Belle Collective? And do you think that Carlos King is going to try to replace her with Stormi Steele? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.